All right, shalom.
Shalom.
The brothers from Great Millstone, New Orleans, coming at you with another live camp. All right, out here another Saturday again. But before we get started, we like to give all glory, honors, and prayers unto
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Kakodash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopefully elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, and
You could come up some.
gone. I'm gonna just start this off with. Last night we went into the disobedience, all right, of 2/3 of the nation of Israel, all right, and we're gonna get into the consequences of that, man. All right. So first, start me off with that Ezekiel 16, 3 and 16.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3. So like, it's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 16. It says, "And it came to pass at the end of 7 days that the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me."
So, all right, the Lord has instructed, okay, the watchmen. Who are the watchmen? The prophets. Those are the men that are watching for the iniquity, right, of Israel. Okay, telling you what you can and cannot do according to the law, according to what the Lord has put down in front of you, man. Which are the laws, statutes, and commandments that are written here in this book. Okay, go ahead.
It says, verse 18, "When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity. But but his blood will I require at thine hand."
That's right. Okay, so the blood of that man that died in his iniquity, right, if we didn't warn him, will be on our hands. You see? So the Lord has made it to where we have an opportunity to cleanse ourselves through what? Through doing this work, man. Okay? Along with the belief of what this work that we're doing. You see, which we went into in the lesson yesterday. But nevertheless, keep going.
Verse 19 says, "Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity."
That's right, man. So, if we preach this word, all right, unto 2/3 of the nation of Israel, we tell a man, hey, what you're doing is wicked according to the holy scriptures. We have washed the blood off our hands, man. You see? That's all we here to do. We're not here to, go back and forth with Jake. We're not here to do a spiritual tug of war with Jake. We here to, lay it out in front of Jake and let the Lord do the rest, man. You see? Anybody got something before I continue on?
Yeah, I got something.
Go ahead.
This is Amos 8 and verse 11. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord God, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water, but of hearing the words of the Lord."
So what is a famine? A famine is a lack of, okay? It says if we use that word lack of, okay, it's not a lack of bread or of water, but a lack of hearing the word. You see? A lack of what we're doing, right now. You see? A lack of warning, a lack of prophesying. Okay? That's what the Lord is gonna do. Keep going now.
"And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it.
Keep going.
In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst."
That's right, man. So at a certain point, the Lord is gonna make us stop preaching this word, all right? And then the people of the earth, all right, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that didn't take heed to the warnings, all right, didn't take heed to the instructions, all right, you're gonna look for those same things, which the Lord has already, He's given it to you. He's giving you a surplus amount of time in order to get this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You see, he put men of the Lord in your families. He made them your friends, your associates, co-workers, and you still didn't take heed. You see, he even put you in a chief place of concourse. Deshaun, you get that? Go ahead.
Time. This Proverbs 1 and 20, starting at 20, it says, wisdom cried without, she uttered her voice in the streets. She cried in the chief places of concourse.
That's right. That's all I want in that. You know, the Lord has put wisdom in a chief place of concourse, meaning he put you, the Lord put us, all right, in the center of these major metropolitans, okay, these major cities, even multiple camps and on multiple corners, all right, on different days. So you can't say, oh, I didn't know. Oh, it did. Lord, you skipped over me with that. No, man. The Lord even he created the internet. He allowed these devils to create the internet, you see, to go across the four corners of the earth. All right, so you have no excuse. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 30 and 20. It says, and though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it, when ye turn to the right hand and when ye turn to the left. But just backing up the point, you know, the prophets are going to be on those highways and byways, you know. It's no excuses. You know, we shall, the Lord said and prophesied that we shall see our teachers at these end days, you know.
And I want to say something. Why would the Lord, you know, put away the prophets? Why would he do that? Okay, to put judgment, right, on Israel, man, because of your iniquities, your sins, your transgressions, right, that equated into what? Iniquity, man. Iniquity is what? Sin that's stacked on top of sin. Okay, hey, the Lord has he allowed you to basically go off so he could punish you, man. But it wasn't a punishment for destruction, it was a punishment for correction. You see, through all of the different captivities we went through, Jake learned lessons, man. All right, we learned, hey, you know, the Lord has given us this mercy, all right, because that's what this thing is. Us doing this right here is mercy. It's a form of mercy. Hey, Cabal, get it where the Lord tell you, you know, he should have done away with us completely. Well, he could have.
It's Ezra 9.
Yeah, get that.
Ezra 9 and about 11.
I'm right here. Yeah, I got it.
No, Ezra.
Oh, Ezra.
Yeah. You know, because ultimately the Lord could have done away with us as a nation, man. The Lord said, he told, who that was? Moses. Yeah, he told Moses, man, I'll just start a new line with you.
Yeah.
You know. Go ahead, bring it out.
This is Ezra 9 and 11, which thou hast commanded by thy servant the prophet, saying, the land unto ye.
Lift up your voice, huh?
13.
Come. This Ezra 9 and 13, and after that, and after all that is come upon us for our evil deeds, for our great trespass, seeing that thou, our power, has punished us less than our iniquities deserve, and has given us such deliverance as this. Verse 14, should we again break thy commandments and join in affinity with the people of these abominations? Question mark. Wouldst not thou be angry with us till thou hast consumed us, so that there should be no more remnant nor escaping? Question mark. Verse 15.
That's the point.
Con.
You want to read it again?
You ain't got to read it all. But just, you know, you got to understand, all right, the Lord, and first and foremost, the Lord set everything up this way on purpose, man. All right? All of this is on purpose. This is not a spontaneous reaction, all right, to some guy doing something. No, man. All right, the Lord has perfectly orchestrated, all right, life. All right, specifically, he orchestrated life in favor of the Israelites. All right, because that's what this world is for. Somebody get that in Second Ezra, what is that? 6. That's right, man. The Lord created all of this for us. Okay? He created, all right, the heavens and the earth for us to rule over it under the reign of Yahushua, man. You see? But it takes, he's teaching us a lesson. He could have gave us you know, the riches, the land, okay, the power. But where's the lesson in that? So the Lord allowed us to go off continuously, you see, for a number of times until He ultimately corrects us and puts that spirit within us, man. The law, statutes, and commandments are going to be in us that we won't be able to go off anymore. But it took that, you see, Ezra, which is Esdras, okay. But Esdras was simply asking, Lord, are you going to destroy us until there's no more left? But the Lord told you He left a remnant. You see, we have sinned, okay, even ourselves, everybody up here, man. We have sinned sins unto death, okay? Through the power and spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, we've been given an opportunity to repent, okay? To do the necessary actions that are you know, put us in the run-up to be what? A first fruit, all right? And ultimately, it tell you in Romans, if a brother won't grab that, all right, that what? All Israel shall be saved. You see? So the Lord's intent wasn't to fully destroy us. Go with the what I called out first?
Second Ezra 6.
Yeah, get the second Ezra 6, huh?
Straight to the point.
Go ahead.
This is second Ezra chapter 6,
Get him.
verse 59. And the reads said, if the world not be made for our sakes,
I was on that.
why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure?
So this is the same man that was in Ezra. That's the same person. And what I love about Ezra is what? He continuously asks questions. These are the very same questions in which we ask ourselves, man. How long, O Lord? Okay. What he said, woe is me, woe is me. Who shall save me in those days? These are the questions we ask. You see? So Ezra was asking the Lord, if the world was created for us, okay, our use, for us to reign over it, why don't we possess an inheritance? Okay, but keep going.
That was
No, I
That
think
was
they
it.
got more than that.
that's it. I wanted, because you can really start up. 'Cause you
Yeah,
called
go,
for the
yeah,
last
go
one.
up.
All right, I'm gonna start at verse 54. And to read this second Ezra chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. Verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
That's right.
As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them to a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Stop right there. Huh? Okay, the Lord said what? He created this world for us. Okay, and you see what? You see these different leaders of these different nations owning lands, in which the Lord gave an inheritance, okay, to everybody. But we're gonna govern it all. You see, that's the whole thing about it. We're gonna govern it. There won't be, all right, Russia just governing themselves, India governing themselves. No, they're gonna govern themselves according to our law, statutes, and commandments. You see, we're gonna be the new world power, all right, under the reign of Yahushua, man. But when you look at these different G Summit meetings, okay, these different nationalists coming together, okay, what it tell you in what is that, Psalms, the 83rd chapter, right? They're confederate against us. Ultimately, it's anti Israelites. You see, that's what this whole thing is about, man. They're all anti what we're doing, anti-truth, okay, anti us becoming a nation. You see, these things are put in place. These laws, these are I can't think of the name, but there's laws that are international. These laws are to govern us, man. The Israelites, the true Israelites, man. You see? But keep going.
Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 57. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have
One second. And lift your voice up a little too.
Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 57.
Yep.
And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us.
Yeah, earlier in the chapter it said it was likened unto spittle. Now it's saying that they're reputed as nothing. All right, one of y'all got that in Isaiah? Or you think that's Isaiah 47? What is that?
Yeah,
It's
it's 46.
46. Yeah.
40 and 15.
I'm right.
God, get it. Get it.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 15. It says, "Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket,
Mm-hmm.
and are counted as a as the small dust of the balance."
So say, in the ancient world, the balance was how you did commerce in the markets. All right. If you went to buy, let's say, 2 pounds of flour, all right, or 2 pounds of barley, the dust that was left after you've taken the substance and paid and done the transaction, it says they are reputed as what?
As the small dust of the balance.
So the residue, okay, the little bits of dust that stuck to the balance. You see? That was it? Or there's
Nah, they
more?
got more.
Go ahead.
It says, "Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing." You jump to 17. It says, "All nations before him are as nothing,
Mm-hmm.
and they are counted to him less than nothing and vanity."
That's right, man. So the Lord, he looks at these other nations, the other 17 nations, all right, with Esau at the goddamn bottom because he's what? The basis of all men, all right? He has reputed them as unto nothing. He's likened them as unto nothing. The we gonna get you. The substance in which they have are nothing, man. I see you. Con. Let's start getting them trees off. Go ahead.
This is
I'm gonna get you a
Amos
whole lot.
3
I'm
and
gonna fall
1.
into that.
It said, "Hear this word that Yahweh has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities."
And you got people out here saying that what? Right? The Lord loves everybody. You see? Hey, we just went through what three scriptures showing you that the Lord has a direct love for a particular people. Okay? And who is that? You so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans from Judah to what is that? Issachar. You see? You Israelites. All right? The Lord don't give a damn about an Ishmaelite, a Moabite, an Ammonite. He created you as servants, man. These other nations will be servants in the kingdom of heaven. Scriptures tell you in Revelations that what? They're going to bring that substance unto us. Where?
And I wanted to say, the Lord is we are the only nation that the Lord had made a covenant with.
That's right.
He didn't make no covenant with no other nation because he wasn't dealing with them on that type of level.
In order for a person, all right, to be a king, he must have subjects. He must have servants. What is a king? All right, going and what is that? Plowing his own fields. He's not a king. He's a worker. You see? But the Lord has put these other nations right on the earth to do what? To serve the nation of Israel, man. All right? And there's no other way around it. And it's ironic because what? In life, we've had the question, why are we at the bottom? Why do we have to, sow the seed and also reap while the others reap? Salakia. Okay, these other nations. Why do we have to do that? Because it's not our time yet, man. The Lord has an allotted time for us to be in that position. You see?
And we still serving out our punishment as well.
That's right, man. But it tell you in what is that? Lamentations, the fourth chapter. Somebody grab that for me, Azaria. Bakasha. If I get that first, I'm gonna bring it out. I got it. All right. This Lamentations 21 and Salakia, Lamentations 4 and 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. Which we seeing that now in real time, right? It says, now that's the point. Verse 22, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. You see? So we're just waiting for the Lord to ultimately break the hinges off of those doors that are keeping us in, man, in that jail cell. All right, we're waiting on the Lord to do that. It's like a spiritual jailbreak, man. Okay, the Lord is about to overturn this place in order to what? To free the elect, the remnant. Okay, but I'll go with your precept, Nahalia. I know you had one. You've been holding, and if it passes, fine. Just bring it out. Hold on, that.
This is I'll just get straight to the point. This Ezekiel 36:6. It says, prophesy therefore concerning the land of Israel, and say unto the mountains and to the hills, to the rivers and to the valleys, thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, I have spoken in my jealousy and in my fury, because ye have borne. No, that ain't it. It's verse, I think it's verse 5. This verse 5. Ezekiel 36:5. It says, therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen. And I brought that out because, the brother brought out Isaiah 40:15, where it says, they count as the small dust of the balance. All right, and on the scale, all right, the residue is what you blow off. All right, just backing up, they that residue. All right, they the castaway.
Hey, like I say, man, these devils, have 2/3 and the rest of the world and the rest of the heathen wooed, right? If you don't know that word, go look that word up in the online etymology. All right, they're wooed by the suits, the ties, right? The Cartier, the different fragrances this devil has stolen, right? Because all of that elegance and you know aristocratic behavior comes from who? The Israelites, man. This devil got the world wooed, thinking that they're somewhat. Get it in Job. What is that? The 30. You can't be with the least of the dogs. He's the base of the 30. Yeah, get that, man. This devil got the world wooed. You see, but he's nothing but a base man, a troglodyte, a cave dweller. All right. This devil, he's not that man that you see. Fine dining, all right, exquisite tastes, things of that nature. He's not that. When you rip that off, it's like what they say in the world a lot. It's the little it says like a pig with lipstick on, a pig with earrings on. It's like you dressing up a pig. That's how this devil is, man.
Pig with makeup.
A pig with makeup. That's how I go. Yeah, that's this devil. Once you wipe that makeup off, it's this filthy, vile animal. That's this devil. Go ahead.
Yeah, to back you up, that fine dining is all abominable stuff anyway.
That's right.
Lobster. You're not even supposed to eat that. But it's a 5-star meal that everybody love to eat.
Escargot.
Goat, pig.
Right.
All the stuff the Lord told us to stay away from, he love to eat it and call it fine dining.
This devil will tell you you're eating your steak wrong. In certain places, you can't eat the steak if it's
Well
not
done.
fully if you order it well done.
They like it blue.
And look up blue steak, man. All right. Hey, that's literally 30 seconds on each side, if that.
Crazy.
They got a saying in the fine dining world that's if it didn't move 30 minutes ago, I don't want it. And that's pretty much going into them eating that raw. Go ahead, who got the Job 30?
No, you want me to just get straight to that part?
Get the meat of it. It ain't that much, but get it.
Yeah, it's Job 30. I start at verse 3. It says, for want and famine they were solitary.
Get it at go to the top, all right?
1.
Yeah.
Job 30:1. It says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock.
You see? Hey, Job don't even want these devils to sit with the dogs of his flock. Why? Because you enjoy, what do they call it? Bestiality, right? You enjoy adult time with animals, man. All right, you misuse the animals. Tell you in Isaiah the 24th chapter, you got the earth all messed up, man. You transgress the laws, all right? Change the ordinances. You make these things legal in certain areas of the world, so you can't even punish one of these devils from misusing an animal. Keep going.
Verse 2. Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat.
You was in the caves eating juniper roots, man. Picking parasites out each other here. All right? Feasting on that, man. Okay?
Doing incest.
That's right. Committing incest. You know? Which that's wild. You know, y'all are known for doing that. There's a family of you, I believe they're in Alabama or Mississippi, I forget their name, but they famous for incest, man. They got a TV show about them. This guy, he grunts and he's basically like a dog, man, like a true beast. All right?
It's the Whitakers.
The Whitakers,
Yeah.
you know? Let me see. Keep going.
Con. Verse 5. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks.
You were chased into the mountains, man. What is that? They call it they in the ancient world is what? Mount Seir?
Yeah. Mount
Right.
Petra.
And now is what? Mount Seir? Okay? You devils had all of your artwork crafted into the sides of these mountains, which you had a depiction of what was to come then, man. All right? All of these different skyscrapers, right, and places made out of what? Concrete and rock. All right? You just showing your true nature. You don't have true class. But what? When the Israelites get back on top, we're gonna show you true class. Well, we ain't gonna show you. You probably don't never see any of our palaces. You won't even be allowed within a certain radius, right, or diameter of our palaces, man.
Yeah, we got other heathens for that, man.
Con, you won't step foot into a brother's damn palace. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 7. Among the bushes they brayed. Under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men.
Mm-hmm.
They were viler than the earth.
Yeah, you were violent than the earth, man. You were violent than the most vile animal, right, on the earth. Okay? That's your nature. You're a base man. To be base is at the lowest, right? You're at the bottom. When the Lord created all of the 18 nations, he designated a specific spot for you at the bottom. No other nation can uphold that but you, and you prove it in a day-to-day life, man. You Edomites are wicked. You're filthy. If you brothers, have you ever had a chance to go inside an Edomite house?
Yes.
You know,
I stay with Edomite.
God, they are filthy people.
Yeah.
Bro,
You are filthy.
they live like animals for real, bro.
They don't. We had to teach y'all how to bathe, man. Through what? Through the Moors. All right, the Moors had to teach you how to bathe. Okay, all of that. When you go into like ancient, not ancient, but back in the 1700s, 1800s, when the different kings and queens were ruling in England, the UK, right? Things of that nature. You have accounts of how filthy and dirty you kings and queens were, man. Not brushing you. Look at those British fucking teeth rotting in their mouth, man.
They
Teeth.
like wood.
Yeah, wooden teeth, man. Filthy. And you have the world fool thinking you are the top of the line, right? You're the top race of people. Okay? You about to make a point or something?
Oh, nah, man, I was finna go into them, man. But, they don't even like to bathe themselves regular. Like,
With a towel.
Yeah, with a towel. Sometimes they say they just let the water just run on them, and they do that for like every 2 weeks or whatever.
Jesus.
Yeah, I seen a specific account where it said, they don't bathe their children, but twice a week.
Yeah, and,
That's insane.
and like I think in the old times in Britain, some of the foulest thing they'll do, I think it's like the woman's cycle. She wouldn't really, clean herself because she felt like she do that, she might catch a disease.
Okay. All right. Get based then vile, and then go into your precept.
Oh, I got that Daniel 4:17.
Hold on. Go ahead.
That's that word base. I got it in the online etymology. It's the adjective for it. It says
Yeah.
lowly. It says
low in stature or position. It says low in the moral scale.
So I want to say this because what I talked about how physically these devils are based, okay, by their physical appearance, the things in which they do in their day-to-day life, right? Just how they get down as human beings. But it says morally based, okay? Look at the way they run the earth. PDF files can walk around, right, just by identifying as that. They can get sentenced and however long it is and be reinstated into the free world, man. That guy's supposed to get put down, all right? A witch. A witch can walk around, and as long as she's not so-called harming anybody, she's okay. She's a free woman. Which the scriptures tell you what?
Suffer not a wish to live.
That's right, man. That's what's supposed to happen, okay? And we might got to get that Isaiah 24, starting around 4, all right? Because this devil has run the earth amok. He's run the earth as a wild man, as a beast. You see? There was more in that.
No, that was it.
I'm gonna hold tight on what you got, that vow, because he got this Daniel. Go ahead,
This is Daniel 4:17.
All right.
It said, "This is the matter." It says, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High rule in the kingdom of men, and give it to whomsoever He will, and set it up over it the basis of men."
Get Isaiah, not Isaiah, Job 9:24. All right, but read the latter end of that.
It says, "To the intent that the living may know that the Most High rule in the kingdom of men, and give it to whomsoever He will, and set up over it the basis of men."
With scriptures like these scriptures are very direct. Okay, it's not, you don't have to question what's going on right here. All right, the Lord is literally telling you that the Lord is making it known in the living, who are the living, all right? The people that are running around the earth, that He puts up whoever He wants. You see? And it says that He has put up what? The basis of men. Okay, going back into that word base, all right? Morally based, morally low. Also, physically, all right? Hey, what is he low genetically? Okay, this devil, we outclass him running, jumping, fighting. What's some other ones? In artistic value, right?
Even
Creativity.
his own education.
That's right, man. The Israelites are far more beyond, okay, this devil in every way possible. You see? Go ahead and get
Job.
You want to make a point?
Yeah, they set their own head starts. Even when they give a head start, they still lose. That's how, you know what I'm saying? That's how the level is to them.
And it's crazy that you say that because I mentioned it last night. This devil have a 400 plus year head start over the earth. Okay, because that's what puts you at the top. You see, that's what puts you in these different mansions. We in a pretty well, shit, it's rich to me, this neighborhood, right? This will put you devils in this area. All right, slavery, man. The benefits in which you gathered, right? That puts you in these areas. That puts you in the Hollywoods. Okay, what's that famous Calabasas, right? The Cayman Islands and different. That's what gets you those yachts, okay? Lamborghinis, things of that nature. You see? And what? You still lost. You still lost. How you have a 400 plus year head start and still lose? Okay? But that's the point I wanted to make. You got to understand this because our people, I've seen it on various sources of media, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, things like that. The question will be posed, if slaves back then, were jacked, because you got, and what I mean by jacked, muscularly built, right? Jake muscularly toned on a regular, man, just from doing day-to-day life. And you had hundreds of slaves on one plantation, and you had one or two, maybe a family of Edomites that ruled over them. They were asked, these people on these different social media platforms were asked, Why wasn't there any revolts? Right? How did we allow these people, okay, to rule over us? Which the first question is, I mean, the first answer is this: the Lord put the spirit of fear on us. You see, that was a part of the curses. The Lord put that fear on us.
Come on. Check it.
Con,
That's good.
you know, we outclassed them in every single way. You know, which you did have revolts, but the Lord made it to naught. Okay, you want to make a point?
Yeah, I just wanted to say to back you up.
Mm-hmm.
You know that it was divine intervention. The Lord purposely set it up like that because they was actually breeding us because of our physical appearances.
Right.
Tall, big muscles. They was breeding us to be heavy duty workers. So they actually used that, as a tool. And you would think if we had, all, just so strong physically, how could these, how can I say it, feeble people
Right.
have us just that far into slavery and captivity? It was because the Lord had it that way, man. That's the only way it could be. You got it.
Now, even going into that, which I'm gonna get your precept. I know you got something to back this up. But when you go into that whole breeding thing, right? You had something called bucks, man. Um, damn, it's another word that I'm thinking of. Because
Buck
it's
breaking shit.
no, not that too, but it's another one, man. Stud. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
A stud. Right? When you go into the world of breeding, a stud is a male, whether it's an animal, human, whatever it is, but it's ideal for keeping a genetic pool in a certain class.
Yeah.
Right? Say you have a guy that's tall, right, and muscular, he will be the stud, and they will breed him, with multiple women to keep that
Passing down
that.
the genetics.
That's right,
Right.
passing the genes on. That a stud is used for passing genes on, man. But this devil would do what? He would take that stud and breed him with his own mother, man. Right? To basically manipulate the genes to where he wanted it to go, man. You know, which that's what breeding is. But that's a abomination. A man is not supposed to lie with his mother. Okay, according to the Holy Scriptures. Hold on, that brother got a point. Go ahead, Kushab.
Yeah, that's where you get the term henceforth, motherfucker.
That's right, man.
That's where that originates from. Taking a male stud, that's in slavery, breeding him with his mother. You call him a motherfucker, man. But you got it.
And that's how vile this devil is. Go ahead,
No, I was gonna say that.
he's a vile man. Okay, these are the things that we were subject to through the power and spirit of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. Yes, it was for our detriment, but now we know not what to do again.
Mhm.
Okay, well, we know what not to do again. You see? Go ahead with your pre-op.
This is Genesis 49 and not in 9. Backing up the point of when you talking about the plantations and basically the Lord putting the spirit on Judah to be down pretty much. Genesis 49 and 9, it says, Judah is a lion's whelp from the prey, my son, thou art going up. He stooped down, he couched as a lion, and as an old lion who should rouse him up. But pretty much, that's going into, Judah, not being in that spirit, as that vigorous, energetic lion, as they're supposed to be, as being the leader, in general over the nations, the 12 tribes, But again, it said that Judah is the lion is stooped down, that they're not in that correct mindset, pretty much,
Right.
Is that so? Like it real quick. That did it say in that same verse that who shall rise him up?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
And as
You
an
got
old
it.
lion, who shall rouse him up?
Yeah, and hey, the Lord is the one to do that, man. All right. Hey, one of y'all know where it's at in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, where the Lord said He gonna put the fear on us.
Yeah.
That's get it Deuteronomy 28, and you can start at 64, but go down to 65. That's the really go to 67. Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy 28 and 64.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, and Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even to the other, and thou shalt serve other idols which neither thy father nor which neither which neither thou nor thy father have known, even wood and stone.
That's going into what, man? Christianity and also what did it say?
Islam.
Islam. All right,
But it ultimately goes into the apostles had did a correction.
Khan,
It ultimately goes into a religion, period. You
Khan.
know, but we know that stone goes into that cobblestone
That's right.
that they like to worship, and that wood goes into
That
the
cross.
cross. You know?
Khan, huh?
But ultimately, it's religion as a whole.
As a whole, our people didn't know other religions, man. All right, we didn't know that. We had what? We knew the Lord, man. You see, but it said
Just scattered it.
yeah, the Lord has scattered us among all nations. The nation of Israel is the only nation that's been scattered to the four corners of the earth, man. That's how you can tell who we are. Whenever you see like a Moabite with flavor, a Japhite with flavor, okay, what you call him, Ishmaelite with flavor, right? That's 9 times out of 10 that guy's probably a Jake, man. You know, because these other nations don't possess those same traits. The Lord told us what? We're the salt of the earth, okay? And you do have some of these other nations that have their mighty men, okay? Guys that have talent, things of that nature, but we outclass them by far, you know? Go ahead and finish it out.
Verse 65, and it says, among these nations shalt thou find no ease,
Mm-hmm.
neither shall the sole of thy feet have rest.
But real quick, all right, we have not found rest in none of these other nations, man. All right? The Lord, Yahweh Shai, He is our rest, okay? Us being back in Israel, being set on high again, that is our rest. We didn't find no rest in these other nations. They treated us as such, man. They knew who we were when we went to those places, okay? Go ahead.
But Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart,
Mm-hmm.
and a failing of eyes, and a sorrow of mind.
And that's that spirit that I was talking about being on these plantations, man. All right? That fear, okay? Oh, that's master. I don't want to get in trouble. You know, that fear, man. The Lord put that spirit on us. Go ahead.
That's why when you go into that movie Django with your boy Samuel Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
he was putting so much fear, but he basically, what Jake called him, a house nigga,
Uh-huh.
but he was put into so much subjection to where he was offended when he saw another Jake, come in riding on a horse, and he was offended by that,
God.
you know. That's just how much of a whooping, the ass whooping that Esau Edom put on our people, and when you tie that in with the Lord, not giving us that courageous spirit that we had, that ancient spirit like King David,
Uh-huh.
when you take that away and add the ass whooping behind it, you get Jake in a detrimental state,
Yeah, well, they had no hope, man.
Yeah,
Most jigga don't have no hope outside of America, man,
yeah.
or the plantation. You got it.
Even then, man, these devils had basically, whooped this truth out of us, man. Look at what was that, roots, you know,
What is your name, boy?
and that's an iconic scene, okay? That scene is very iconic when it come down to so-called black people, right, in a black household, right? That's some crazy shit. That's some nasty shit.
That's some big shit right there.
That dude got the what the apostle said. He got Satan on him. He got Satan, brother.
Oh boy, I got a picture for y'all. Jeez.
But nevertheless, man, hey, that monumental scene in Roots, it basically ensures our whole story being here in America, man. All right, basically our heritage being beaten out of us, okay? And the Lord had it so.
Hey, like that brother say, hey man, the Lord, what he say? We gonna beat the piss
He
out
gonna beat
y'all.
the fuck out.
Piss out
Him,
y'all.
we gonna beat the piss out y'all. And the Lord beat the piss out of us, man.
Con.
And some of our people still getting the piss beat out of them.
Yeah.
Majority, I'll say. Shit, we getting the piss beat out of us.
Yeah, the scriptures tell you, hey, these devils wear out the saints, man. Though it's not physically anymore, but man, Jay come home all jacked up, man. In these different jobs. Wore out. We're wore out, man, when we come home.
She had to take a break.
Get no, she thinking she might rule around that
No,
fucking
no.
smoke.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
See,
did.
she thinking about going now.
Something ready to fall on you?
Crack that
can't
egg
go down.
open, brother.
Stop
Get
dropping
get
low.
They got meat in that, don't it?
Stop
Let me
dropping
see. Yeah, bring that out, man.
This Stockholm syndrome
Yep.
and a regular online lookup. It says Stockholm syndrome is a psychological phenomenon
Mm-hmm.
where victims of kidnapping and abuse develop positive feelings and emotional bonds with their captors or abusers.
Yeah, and that's what happened. I to the nation of Israel, man. Okay, over here in the Americas, in Babylon the Great, that's what happened. Right, in slavery, we were beaten and defeated as a people so badly that we starting to think it's wrong, man. Right? Uh, uh
Go ahead.
oh,
Yeah,
you know, we start to think it's wrong. I for us to look at these devils in a certain light.
417.
One thing, you got the case with Drewski and that woman, something Kirk.
Oh, Charlie Kirk wife.
Yeah,
Erica Kirk.
right. Erica Kirk, that's her. So she's trying to sue this guy, and she related it to blackface, right? Which, if you don't know what blackface is, that's painting your face black as another nation. Okay, if you're another nation and you paint your face black. So she was basically saying that it was a racially motivated thing in which Drewski did. All right, and you got 2/3 of our people that think what he did was wrong, but they did it first, man. Okay, they have been beaten to a pulp to where they now believe that the so-called white man is this pure person that have repented for the things in which they did to the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. And I'm not even getting on the atrocities you did to the Native Americans, man.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Trails of
the
Tears.
Trail of Tears, things of that nature. But go ahead and finish, get that out.
Continuing in
Mm-hmm.
the paragraph, it says it is considered a survival mechanism
Right,
or or
coping.
coping strategy
Right,
in life-threatening situations, not a formal not a formal mental health diagno- diagnosis.
right, man. All right, these 2/3 of the nation of Israel. All right, you niggas. All right, you use this as what? As a mechanism to cope with the trauma in which you've been seduced to, man. Okay, you see it as like you surviving. Right, this is how I survive. But that goes to show you, you have, first and foremost, you have no backbone, and then you have no faith. Okay, these devils have committed atrocities all across the world and should be called out as such. You see? Go
Which
ahead.
is why, Salaki, which is why you had that they had a vote at the UN, right? 123 nations agreed that it was a crime against humanity for what you did to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans
Con.
with the transatlantic slave, with the whole slavery thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 3 nations
Yeah.
that voted against it.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think the 3 nations was?
Come on, man.
Yeah.
The U.S., Israel, and fucking Argentina.
That just go to show
And
you,
we know
man.
why Argentina, was with
Yeah.
it,
No, indeed.
Hey, somebody get it in Habakkuk. I know we brought it out. Did we bring it out yesterday?
No.
No, we didn't bring it out yesterday. Nah, we brought a portion of Habakkuk out, but not what I'm about to get. I believe what that is. Habakkuk 2 and 5, something like that. Huh?
Hey, that's Brian could grab a quick one right quick.
Go ahead, bring it out.
That Jeremiah 17.
This Jeremiah 17 and verse 4.
Yeah.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage
Mhm.
that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in a land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
Yeah, and it's crazy because the scriptures is literally like telling Jeremiah himself, like, no, you, Jeremiah, you gonna discontinue from your heritage. Which is, it's another reincarnation scripture because he came with Jeremiah's back today. in a land which we know is not, serving our enemies, which that's a part of Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, man. You know, and I brought that out to go with that Deuteronomy 28 as well. It says, thou even thyself shall discontinue from thy heritage. So the prophecy has been fulfilled, you know.
That's talking about us too. That's
Yeah, us too.
talking about us, 'cause we the only nation that lost their heritage, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all these other nations, man, they know their history.
Yeah.
You know, but we don't know our history.
Getting in Revelations, the 11th chapter, you know, that'll I'm gonna let that scripture speak, and I'm gonna start getting some of these precepts of.
Start at 8.
Yep. Get it.
Yeah, I start at 8. This Revelation 11 and 8. It says, and the dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
So, going what is that dead bodies? I line the streets, okay, that great city. What did that go into? Them not allowing us to know who we are, okay? Before the prophets, which you had certain people that knew we were Israelites, but the depth in which, you know, our history went and our heritage and, you know, understanding the Lashawan Quadash, none of that came until, you know, Abba Bivens, man. You see, our apostles and the men that were before them speaking his truth. All right, we were put away as a nation, man, for a small season. You see, keep going. Yeah, I got you.
It says, and they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
That's right, man. All of these nations, what do you say, a part of that, right? They're culprits as well. How do you say? Accomplices.
Mm-hmm.
They're accomplices of our demise.
They're confederate with each other.
That's
Psalms
right.
83.
When you get it in Lamentations, I believe it's the 2nd chapter, it tell you that all the nations have clapped their hands and said, this is the day we have looked for, right? They looked for our fall. You see, they looked for us to not be a nation. And we might got to get those scriptures too, man. Get the Psalms.
Con, this
For
the book,
Bakasha.
I'm gonna start from the top. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 1. It says, keep not thou silence, O power, hold not thy peace, be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they have hated thee, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Yeah, they have devised ways of overcoming us as a people, right? They have devised ways, like it says, confederate with each other to keep us enslaved, not just physically, all right, but mentally as well. You see, these different nations, they understand that if they work together, right, that they got 2/3 of the nation of Israel. But what they didn't bank on was us returning unto our power, right? Our power calling us back again. They didn't bank on that, right? That's that variable, that outlier that wasn't thought of. You see, they thought they had us, which that when you look into it, what these other nations, they have came together with Esau, Edom, and though it may not look like it, their ultimate plan is to have one world order. You see, and how could you have one world order if all of these nations are you know, bumping heads with each other? The elites, they together. The people don't know it, but they are, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 4, it says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Go ahead, read the last part.
For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
And jump down to verse 12.
Huh.
Hey, real quick, I got the brother jumping down to verse 12, and I'm gonna come back up and explain that. But after verse 5 all the way to 11, it gives you the names of those 17 nations, man. You see, the rest of the 17 nations, they are against us. No matter how polite they may seem when you walk in a convenience store, no matter how much they speak to you when you walking through their neighborhoods, working on their houses, or whatever the case may be, they're against you, man. Go ahead.
Come, jumping to verse 12, it says, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession.
That's their overall goal, to take us in a possession, man. Going into what? Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, man. Okay? We are clean contrary to this devil, man. You know? But I wanted to say this. It says, they have said, come, back in verse 4, and let us cut them off from being a nation. And what does us being a nation consist of? Right, our heritage. And what did that consist of? Okay, the high holy days. And first and foremost, the law, statutes, and commandments. How we live as a people. All right, the things in which we inherit. Before us getting into this truth, we didn't know we had an inheritance, that we were allotted, you know, the earth after this. We didn't know that. Okay? But in this truth, we understand that. You see? Go ahead.
And it's funny you say that, because you just mentioned the point of all these nations being confederate against us, and us not knowing, you know, who we were, you not knowing that we had a lot of land. This is another reason, another example that you just mentioned, how we know African Americans. We've been lied to saying that we was African Americans and was pointed towards Africa. So now we're thinking, okay, if our land is in Africa, okay, what part of Africa are we from? You know, are we from Nigeria? Are we from this or from this? And we can never get it. But that's, again, another example of them being confederate. That lie being placed in front of us of not finding our power.
But even when you look into it further, when, you know, the whole thing about, we come from certain parts of Africa, you know, because Jake done narrowed the shit down to that. We come from the western parts of it.
Right.
Which shows you, well, how did we get there? You see what I'm saying? But they didn't even do a good job trying to cover their tracks on that.
Right.
You know?
But that's the beauty of it, right? Because what? They gave you a small portion of truth. Every good lie must have a portion of the truth in it. So though, yes, we did dwell in Africa for a certain amount of time. It was a certain amount of time, man. All right, but we were taken here, which these devils knew if they put the belt on us so hard to where we won't even go as far as what's after that. What came before, you know, Africa? They knew we wouldn't do that type of research. We didn't have first and foremost, we didn't have the resources to do it. All right, things like that. So, you know, he had it all planned out.
Beat our ass too, shit.
Come on, go ahead.
I just was gonna add on to you. There's a map called a Negro Land, and when you look on a map and you basically zoom into the west coast of Africa to tell you the coast of Benin, well, on the map it'll say Kings of Judah. You know, and so all you do is got to trace back to where the Israelites truly come from. You know what I'm saying? The Promised Land or whatever, basically the Middle East. That map, I believe, was in the 1700s, made by a man. His name was, Emmanuel Bowen, I believe. And his search was to say, hey, look, the king, we got two kings. They want a map of the whole land. Give us, you know, what we got. What's our inheritance? We got the Gold Coast. We got the Tooth Coast. You know, and right along the lines of that was the Kings of Judah. Just backing y'all up as far as this.
If I can add to you, because even when you look at not just that Negro land map, when you look at certain tribes that are scattered throughout the western parts, when you look into the Shanties, the Igbos, like you said, the Benins, all of these different people, when you look at their history, they all spoke Hebrew. They still use the Hebrew alphabet. You know?
The Igbos in specific, I know for a fact that they do, man. You know? Which a lot of those people in Africa are Israelites, man. You know? Scriptures, we read one earlier, scriptures tell you that Israel was scattered to the four corners, man. To the four corners of the earth. You see? But I know I had brothers holding a lot.
You wanted that Lamentations 2?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, this Lamentations 2 and 15. It says, all that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty?
Right.
The joy of the whole earth?
That's right, man. All right, the perfection of beauty. The earth, the Lord's most prized possession, okay, his most prized creation. You see? The Lord made the house of Israel to embody him, man. Right? We're a physical representation of what the Lord is about. We're supposed to be that monument, hence Zion. You see, we're supposed to be that monument on earth. When the people of the earth, the other nations, look into the house of Israel, they're supposed to say, that's what the heavenly Father, all right, that's what he's all about. All right, the way they, dress, look, all right, their beliefs, okay? That's what we're supposed to be. A monument. What is a monument? Monument is something that signifies but I guess
It's in Deuteronomy what you're saying.
kind. You know, a monument is something that when you like going to another state, right? Say you have a statue or a monument, you read that and you start to understand what that whole state is about.
Yeah,
Okay,
it signifies the glory of the thing.
that's right, man.
Yep.
You
It's
know,
a
and that's
physical
what
like,
Israel is just and that's how cool the Lord is. He made living monuments that walk, talk, you know, and do amazing things all across the earth.
yeah.
It's not just a statue that just stands there and you got to come read it. No, you can talk to this monument. You can go back and forth with this monument. You see? Go ahead.
Now I got that word monument. This is out of the online etymology dictionary, late 13th century. It says a sculpture, a monument, and I want to get to a certain part on here. It says literally something that reminds.
Mm.
It says, we'll go a little further down, get to the point. It says, meaning an enduring evidence or an example. All right, and it says the structure
That's heavy.
or edifice to commemorate a notable person. And who are we commemorating? Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. So, like the brother was saying, we're walking embodying examples of the Lord, right? What he represents, and all the things that come with him, right?
It was a no, it said evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we are living evidence that the Most High is real. Okay? Because what do this devil it tell you, I think that's Psalms the 2nd chapter, it tell you that the wicked say, basically roughly paraphrasing, the wicked say that the Most High doesn't exist, man, that there is no God.
Mm-hmm.
You see? But you don't have to get it. But
I get it.
huh?
No, I was saying the fool says it's hard.
That's right.
Yeah, it's no
That's
God.
how it goes.
Roughly paraphrasing, man. All right? But we are living examples of that. We embody the Most High, man. Okay? And you have 2/3 of the nation of Israel that are not living up to that expectation. All right? And that's why they have to be what? Reset ultimately. What the prophets are doing is to recall those in which the Lord has allotted to be that remembrance on the earth. Oh, that's a brother shit. Kind. But
I had moves.
yeah, you got that precept. Well, finish that out and we're gonna go here.
It says, all thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we looked for. We have found, we have seen it.
That's right, and they have seen it, man. They have seen the destruction, right, of Israel, seen the destruction of us as a people, seen our heritage being stripped away, right? And with that being said, these nations can basically run the world as they want, because there's no one to say, hey, that's not right. You shouldn't treat the land like this. You shouldn't treat the earth this way. There's nobody to tell them that. You see? And ultimately, there's nobody to rule over them. And that's what they didn't want, man. Okay? But that's it in that, ain't it?
I'll read one more verse 17.
Hey, if you can read it, get in the NLT too.
Go ahead with your precept while you find that.
I'm right here. It's Lamentations 2 and 17 in the NLT. Yeah, it says, but it is the Lord who did just as he planned. He has fulfilled the promises of his disaster he made long ago. He has destroyed Jerusalem without mercy. He has caused her enemies to gloat over her and has given them power over her. That's the point. That's it.
Really, go get everything you read. I'm gonna grab that too. You know? What, verse 15 and
Yeah,
16?
verse
Get that.
15. Yeah, Lamentations 2 and 15 in the NLT. It says, all who pass by jeer at you. They scoff and insult beautiful Jerusalem, saying, is this the city? You want to say something?
Yeah, by way of what? Calling us proverbs, not proverbs, but bywords, man.
I'm
I-
gonna get that.
You niggas, right? You spicks, tontos, wetbacks. All of these are names, right, that these other nations call us in order to what? To insult us, man. That's the intent of it, to insult us. Go ahead, Doc.
It says they scoff.
Wait, real quick, because I'm gonna say this. Why would somebody say those negative or derogatory terms to something that's beautiful? It said the perfection of beauty. Why would they say that? You see, in order to, insult, ultimately insulting the Lord, man. Go ahead.
They scoff and insult beautiful Jerusalem, saying,
Mhm.
is this the city called most beautiful in all the world and joy of all the earth?
Why would they say that about us, man? Because the Lord has broken us down, which He gonna get it in. I think that's verse 17. Okay, we have transgressed the laws, statutes, and commandments. We have become the NBA young boys, the Lil Nas X's, the Cardi B's of the earth, the sexy reds. Okay, and whatever else falls into those categories, man, of abominations. We have become the face of abominations. Whenever you look up a seafood boil, who face you gonna see on that? Keisha, big fat ass Keisha. And what she probably going? She want crabs. They
Yeah.
fishing. She don't want the redfish,
She
the
want
drum,
crabs.
the snappers.
Vatican fucking breed.
She
man.
want the biggest catfish out there.
I was just about to say,
You know,
Meat on it.
go ahead, throw him back. You know, but nevertheless, that's why they're insulting Jerusalem. What it said, beautiful Jerusalem. That's the reason why. Go ahead.
Ultimately shows you that Jerusalem is a people before it's a place.
Huh.
You
Let me
know?
finish this.
That's spot on.
Yeah, that's heavy.
Mhm.
That's heavy. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
But go ahead, finish it out.
Verse 16, it says, all your enemies mock you.
Mm-hmm.
They scoff and gnaw and snarl and say, we have destroyed her at last. We
And-
have long
Go ahead.
we have
Right.
long waited for this day, and it is finally here.
When you go into the book of Judith, right? The book of Judith tells you that these other nations know our weakness, right? They know our kryptonite. Our kryptonite is being away from our Father, man.
hold on that too,
Kind. If we gonna get it, we gonna get straight to the point. But I got some other precepts these brothers hold them too.
I was just letting you know.
But nevertheless, they know the kryptonite of the Israelites. All right. Hey, give them wine, make them drunk. All right, spiritually drunk. You see, give them different doctrines and philosophies that make them turn away from their power. All right, and you could do whatever you want with them. You see, but go ahead and grab that to back up the brother.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37.
Yes.
And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, a byword among all nations, rather the Lord shall lead thee.
Mhm.
That was a prophecy.
Yeah.
Okay, and it happened.
Get that word.
I was gonna say the same thing, you know, because usually when you hear that word astonished, it don't have it's not negative. It's basically neutral. But we're gonna understand why the Lord chose to say that word right there, man. All right, what was His intent on saying we'll be an astonishment? Because Jacob say, man, that's astonishing, but in a a beautiful sort of way. All right, but like I said, it's neutral. It's a neutral term. You can mean that's astonishing in a vile way. You see? You found it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's astonishment, man. It's Strong's H8047 Shemai. It said ruin, consternation, astonishment, desolate, waste, horror, impalement. But main point said waste, man.
Con.
So
A
basically
ruin.
we become a waste,
A ruin.
a ruin. Because in the day, man, we was supposed to, hey, man, bring forth righteousness on the earth, man. So, hey, what else being wicked, it's a waste.
That's right,
You know
man.
what I'm saying?
And I was talking about the English astonishment, not
Oh,
going into the actual etymology of that word, because Jake could say some shit, but they don't have an understanding on how words work. All right, the
they also
English.
say to a wonderful thing, like it's a wonder.
That's
Because
right.
yeah, who's like that bird boy in Lamentations too. It was a beauty on
Con.
earth, man. So now for us, man, to fall this low, it's an astonishment. It's a wonder,
That's right.
you know. Yeah.
But nah, that was heavy, man. We have become a waste,
Yeah.
right? It's like you put your time and effort into something, and then it becomes is wasted, right? Um, that was it in that Lamentations, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, I'll get your precept, and we're gonna give it y'all.
John.
Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 4 and 5. Backing up the point of Israel being that statue of that monument of Yahweh Shemel Shai. It says, "Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my power commanded me,
Yep.
that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great, who hath God so nigh unto them, as the Lord our power is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous as all this day which I set before you this day?" You know. But again, the point is, who is the law, statutes, and commandments for? Israel. Okay, so by us having these law, statutes, and commandments, that's how the nation is supposed to look upon us. And that's what's going to happen. In our kingdom. Once the law, statutes, and commandments is in our inward parts, and we can't go off, all of these nations is going to see the standard. All right, Israel will be that set standard again.
Go on to the next verse.
Verse 9, it says, "Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life, but teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons."
That's right, man. All right, teach them what? These laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay, we went into last night on a Friday lesson the benefits of this book of life, all right, in which we call the Bible. All right, there are benefits. You see, it said that I think that was back in verse 7. It says, "For what nation is there so great, who hath the Most High so nigh unto them, and as our Lord Yahweh is in all things that we call upon?" Yeah, ultimately the things that we do, in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, exemplify and magnify, the glory of the Lord, man. Okay, because when you follow the law, statutes, and commandments, the Lord gives you increase, man. You know, long life, riches. Right, we went into that last night, but nevertheless, these other nations will see that and be like, damn, who do they serve? Which is going to go back to that when the Lord corrects his people first, and then his people are going to do what? Correct the earth. You see?
Hey, if I go back to that real quick, we just said, so what does wisdom do? Wisdom causes a man's face to shine.
Yep.
All right, and then like you just said, wisdom also increases the length of days.
Con.
So the wisdom that everybody's going to see, again, that's going to be a clear example of like you just said, man, these people been living for I don't know how long. Like how they do this? They got the law with them. They got the law, statutes, commandments in the inward parts. You know.
Now I just want to land back off what you said, because I through understanding these scriptures, we're gonna what? We're gonna live forever, right? When the Lord put the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, these words in our heart, we're gonna live forever. All right, meaning we'll never sin. Okay, and just going back onto what you mentioned, all right, this word gives you long life. So that means we gonna have all the wisdom, man. All right, if you never gonna die again. But
Constant increase.
go ahead and get that Judith Babaka shot. I think that's Judith 5 and
20.
yeah.
The point. All right, this is the book of Judah, chapter 5 and verse 20. Now, therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
What do the Lord consider error? All right, transgression. You see, sin. Okay, not following the law, statutes, and commandments. That's the error. Keep going.
Uh, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
So, in the midst of us transgressing, the enemy has found out that if they provoke us to transgress, that they can simultaneously do what? Attack us, man. You see, because the Lord is not there to defend us because we're going off. Want to say something?
Yeah, just to back you up. That's why this society was built around us sinning.
That's right.
There's nothing we can do here that won't transgress against the Lord. The food we eat, from the water, this our women putting fake hair, they pray using wicked God over everything. So we're just stuck in a perpetual situation of sin.
That's right. That was it.
You want me to go down to 21?
Yeah, just get the meat.
This Judith 5 and 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest the Lord defend them, and their power be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
Yeah, so the enemy understood that if we would have snapped back into our right mind, right, that they should what? Abort the mission, abort the attack, because the Lord is gonna what? Defend His nation, man. It's the Lord likens Israel unto a woman. Why would you defend a woman when she's being a harlot? Why would you do that? You know, why would you defend a woman that has her eyes set out on other men? Okay, she's clearly showing you that she don't only belong to you. But it goes into saying that what if that woman was a virtuous woman? Okay, then the Lord gonna do what? He gonna protect His woman, man. You know. But go ahead,
This is Second Esdras 3 and verse 30, and this is basically going to go into, the Israelites versus the heathen. Okay, and it reads, it says, "For I have seen how thou sufferest them sinning, and hast spared wicked doers, and hast destroyed thy people, and has preserved thine enemies, and has not signified it." Right? So Esdras is making an account of, hey, look, the Babylonians, according to the laws, they sin, but you're not punishing them, but you're punishing the Israelites. Okay? And it says, "I do not remember how this way may be left. Are they then of Babylon better than they of Zion?" So he's saying, hey, are the Babylonians better than the Israelites? Because you're allowing them to get away with, wickedness. Okay? And it says, "Or is there any other people that knoweth thee beside Israel? Or what generation have so believed thy covenants as Jacob?" Right? The Lord, like we said earlier, the Lord gave the Israelites, right, the law, statutes, and commandments, and He made a covenant with us. But He didn't make a covenant with the heathen. Okay? And it says, "And yet their reward appeareth not, and their labor hath no fruit. For I have gone here and there through the heathen, and I did see that they flow in wealth." Right? So we see Esau, Edom, the other nations within our neighborhoods, right, making money, merchandise off the Israelites, getting them to be basically reprobates, right? Twerking, popping guns at each other, whatever the case may be. Anything that's foolishness or folly to the Heavenly Father.
Yeah, if I could say real quick, the Lord is about to make a prime example, of first and foremost Israel, and then these other nations. But it has to start. It's like setting a record straight with your kid first. You gotta discipline your kid first, all right? And then the Lord gonna discipline, those other nations. But first must come Israel. But go ahead, all right?
God. And it says, "And think not upon thy commandments." It says, "Weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in the balance, as the Lord has done, and theirs also that dwell in the world. And so shall thy name nowhere be found but in Israel." Because the Lord's only dealing with the Israelites. He only loved Israel, man. And it says, "Or when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in thy sight? Or what people have so kept thy commandments. Thou shalt find that Israel by name have kept thy precepts, but not the heathen.
Yeah,
Right?
that's go ahead. Go ahead.
Nah, so just the whole concept of what the Ezra was saying was, hey, look, you're judging us and not judging them. Give us an even kill and say, hey, look, look, you know, they're sinning too as well. So when that time comes, punish them. And we the ones that are was given the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, you know. So also when the time comes, give that grace and mercy.
And it's beautiful, right, that the Lord set up this story like this because you know, and man, I love the way Ezra's, you know, approached these different situations because these are very valid questions, right? Which the Lord has given him valid answers, but he answered the questions that were necessary for salvation, you know. But that walked me right into, you know, what I was about to bring out. Go ahead,
This is Second Maccabees chapter 6, verse 14. It says, "For not as with other nations, whom the Lord patiently forbear to punish, till they be come to the fullness of their sins."
Actually start up at 13 to get some nah, get 12 to get some context on what's going on right here. All right, go ahead.
This is Second Maccabees chapter 6, verse 12. It says, "Now I beseech those that read this book, that they be not discouraged for these calamities."
And what calamities at this time were going on? All right, basically you know, Israelites were being punished for actually keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, right? In previous if you read up a couple more verses, it's going into two women that had their sons circumcised. I they were burned alive. Then you also had some Israelites that were keeping a Sabbath, right, in a cave. They were also burned alive, right? So these are the calamities in which this brother is speaking on. Go ahead,
It says, "Be not discouraged for these calamities,
right?
but that they judge those punishments not to be for destruction, but for a chastening of our nation."
And as I mentioned earlier, these things in which our nation has endured, okay, over the course of time, were not to punish us. I mean, not like it, not to destroy us, but to simply punish us, to chastise us, okay? Because these we transgressed. All right. How the brothers brought it out already. The Lord is not a man that he should lie. The Lord said that he will punish the nation of Israel if you go back in that the Deuteronomy, but also what the brother had read in Lamentations, the 2nd chapter, in the 17th verse. The Lord said that he would bring these calamities upon us, and which he did. Keep going.
It says, verse 13, "For it is a token of his great goodness when wicked doers are not suffered any long time, but forthwith punished."
That's right, man. It is a token, all right, when wicked doers are not suffered any long time. All right, just going to show you that the Lord, though he has punished us, he's not going to allow these devils, right, in our specific time to rule over us for no long time, man. He's going to make a speedy riddance of this devil. Okay? Keep going.
But, Salaki, verse 14, "For not as with other nations whom the Lord patiently forbear to punish, till they be come to the fullness of their sins, so dealeth he with us."
That's right. So the Lord is not waiting to the very last end. Okay? He's not. It's imagine the Lord weighing us in sin, right? Let's say we have a cup. The Lord is not letting that cup reach the top and spill over. You see, he's letting it get high enough for us to get punished, right? To be corrected, to be chastened, but he's not gonna overfill that. You see, but see, when you go into the book of Revelations, it tell you that this devil, man, his sins then reach the heavens. You know, the Lord let him overfill, so now he can go with his move and destroy this devil completely. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 14 says, I'm not sure what that. Verse 15 says, "Lest that being come to the height of sin, afterwards he should take vengeance of us. And therefore he never withdraweth his mercy from us, and though he punish with adversity, yet doth he never forsake his people."
That's right, man. You know, the Lord has never forsaken his people, and he'll never do it. But it's not gonna be in a way in which you think it's gonna happen, man. It's the way the scriptures say it's gonna happen. All right, and the Lord is fulfilling that promise by way of what? The remnant. Okay, He already did a runaround, all right, with all of Israel. Okay, but this time now He's only taking a remnant. Okay, those that sigh and cry for the abominations that are done in the midst thereof. You see, those who gonna be given that the wah, all right, that mark of exemption. Got a precept?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's Jeremiah 31, verse 37. Thus saith the Lord, if heavens above can be measured, and the foundation of the earth search out beneath, I will also cast off all the seeds of Israel for all that they have done, saith the Lord.
I was gonna take a start at 35. Too.
35?
Yeah, kind of.
This is verse 35. Thus saith the Lord, which given the sun for a light by day, and by the ordinance of the moon, and of the stars up for the light by night, which divide up the sea when the waves thereof war. The Lord of the Lord of hosts is his name. If those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever.
If I can say real quick, hey, the Lord is basically making a pact with the enemy to say, listen, if you could do these things, search out the heavens, search out the sea, okay, in its entirety, then I'm going to take away Israel, all right? I'm going to do away with them as a people. Because why? The end all be all will be Israel ruling the planet Earth, you see, in all righteousness and with all power, okay? That's the end all be all. So the Lord is basically placing a friendly wager, right, with the enemy. You know, let's see if you can do this. Since you're so smart, okay, and you so your pride is so high. Let's see if you could do this. Hence the reason in which you have submarines that go on these different expeditions, right, to the depths of the ocean, right. I forget the name of the exact capsule that imploded on itself, you know. But these devils are fighting tooth and nail to do these things. What this brother just read out. You got observation sites where these devils put telescopes, at the height of summits to look into the stars of the heavens, man, trying to search out the curtains of the heavens. You know, this devil is desperate to do that way because he knows that that's the only way that he gonna Israel will be put out of business, man. You know, go ahead.
You got it.
Con, I wanted to get that word ordinance because he said he talked about the ordinances
Right.
of the sun and the moon, and this is from the online etymology. This is a noun that says an authoritative direction, decree, or command. So the Lord in Genesis the first chapter set the sun and the moon to be in the heavens, to be as a for basically the what it says sign, the seasons,
Yeah.
days, years, or whatever. And that decree is perpetual. It will never go away. So the basically it's like an oxymoron in a sense. It's like, okay, if the sun doesn't exist anymore and the moon goes away, then I also would do away with Israel. So we know that's not going to happen according to the Lord's ordinances, man.
Yeah, basically he take basically he can't control it anymore. Cause that's the ordinance to me. Like he control, cause Lord, he control the stars and the moon. It's natural order. So once that stopped, like I said, then the seed of Israel be cast off, which they never will.
Yeah. Hence the attempts to blot out the fucking sun, man.
Yeah.
Hence the attempts to blow up the fucking moon. All right. Those of you who've played the game Call of Duty Black Ops 1, right? The zombie mode when you go to the moon.
Oh yeah.
The whole purpose of that was to what? To explode the moon, man. All right, to blow the moon up. That just go to show you how deep this devil goes. All right, shit. A few years back, you had China trying to blot out the sun, man. I forget.
Trying to create an alternative sun too.
That's who that. Yeah, that's who that was.
Alternative.
Artificial sun. So what's gonna happen to the real one? What you gonna do with the real one?
Crazy.
You know. But nevertheless, hey, that's how you know these scriptures these prophecies are popping off the paper, man. All right, they're in real time. We're living in biblical times. You see, this devil is just getting the sort of technology to try to do all of these things. All right, in our time. That was written for our time, man. They didn't have submarines in the ancient world, okay? Observation towers and things of that nature. They didn't. They, of course, they had some form of those devices, but not to the depths in which they have it now, you know. But yeah, you did say. Let me get this real quick, and then I got you.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 16. You want to start at 12, right?
Yeah.
Verse 12, it says, as his mercy is great, so is his correction also. He judgeth a man according to his works.
Yeah, 130.
Oh yeah, we about to get this.
The-
And we going.
Verse 13, it says, the sinner shall not escape with his spoils.
That was this. The point was in that. I just wanted to show, because this brother had read that second Maccabees 6. I showing you that the Lord had mercy on Israel, man. Okay, it tell you that the Lord, His mercy is great, right? And so is His judgment. So the Lord has given us mercy on this side, but He's also going to judge, 2/3 in the wicked. You see? But y'all brothers got precepts on that side. All right, so I'm gonna get you, and we gonna go this way, and we gonna cut it out. Good.
This is just backing up the your point you just made. Psalm
Yep.
64 and 6, it says, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search.
Yep.
Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. You know, just going into that, it was some point that you were speaking. It's like
Not just going into the times that we're in, for them to be able to conjure the thoughts to
Yep.
even, you want to expound on it?
yeah, I was trying to rethink about what that point that you were just making,
Mhm.
but you know, just the again, you was doing a better job of explaining.
Yeah, man. These are the times, because when you think of a scientist, that's where that term "mad scientist" come from. Because they seem to go mad. Basically insane. They're devoting their life unto specific things, which those things have a negative meaning, right? They intend to, overthrow Israel based on what the Lord has said in that Isaiah, man. That's their intent, to overthrow Israel by ways of seeking out the curtains of the heavens and going into the depths of the earth, man. But nah, that was beautiful. That's His heart is deep, man.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Verse 7 says, but God shall shoot at them with an arrow,
Mhm.
suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, all that see them shall flee away.
Kind
And their plan is never going to be executed, no matter how deep in their bag that they get,
That's
You
right.
got it.
Now we gonna scratch that.
You got something. Like, 'cause basically, at the end of the day, the Lord only dealing with the nation of Israel. It's the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 5, verse 27. And among all the multitudes of people, thou hast gotten thee one people.
Yep.
And unto this people whom thou lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all. So the Lord only gave the nation of Israel the law, statutes, commandments. He only loved us. We the only ones that could go off. Man. He don't give a damn about the heathens. He don't give a damn about all the other nations. He give a damn about the people in the 12 tribes down here, bro.
It's not gonna change, man. As we say, the Lord changed not.
That's right. Yeah. His covenant is with us, man. You know. But I'm gonna get this brother to get this last precept. We gonna get out of here, man.
This is Amos 3:1, and it says, hear this word that Yahweh has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
That's right, man. And when you read the subtitle, for this particular chapter, it says the necessity of God's judgment against Israel. It's a necessity. This is necessary. Us going through slavery was necessary. Us going through slavery and other captivities were necessary, man. It's all to do what? To bring us back unto the glory of Yahweh, while Yahweh shot, man. That was His intent for all of those things, man. You see? But anybody got anything else before we wrap up? Fine. So before we get out of here, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Hopefully, like those that cling unto the body, we want to give all glory, honors, and prayers unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to those who elect. Shalom.
Shalom.
Ababa Ball.
Ababa Ball.
Ababa Ball.
Ababa Ball.
Ababa Ball.
Ababa Ball.
Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
Shalom.
Shalom.